All right, guys, welcome to episode 1 of the Red Card Report. I'm Dylan Ponte. I'm here with Rui Pereira and Joe Capuano.
Woo! We're here.
I know, we finally did it.
I finally hit the record button. Jesus.
It's been quite a ride to get this thing started.
We've been procrastinating a lot.
Yeah, definitely months and months. Planned this about a year ago and didn't get things seriously started until like about a month
actually,
ago.
that's a good point. We literally have been talking about it for a while because we literally get together on Friday nights because we're losers. FIFA Fridays. Hang out on Friday nights, play FIFA. We've talked about this for so long. Finally, we got off our asses
and we
decided to do this.
Managed to
give it a shot.
Get it started. So yeah, FIFA Fridays is what kicked us off.
It's official,
and now it's
turned into
Fridays.
FIFA Friday is still a thing, though, right?
Yeah, but podcast is first.
That's right. Good.
Joe loses at FIFA Fridays.
Yeah,
that's
and
what it should be
PES.
called.
All right, it's already started.
PES FIFA.
It is. Yep.
Wow,
it's always an L for Joe.
Oh yeah, it doesn't matter regardless. PES or FIFA, Pro Evolution Soccer or FIFA. No, it doesn't matter.
Right, Joe?
Yeah.
Which one are we going to be? Well, can I ask this now? Which one are we going to be playing more come this current season?
It's probably going to be FIFA.
Yeah.
Yeah,
FIFA 19 because they have the Champions League now.
Yep, Champions League.
So
Europa League.
Oh, that hurts me so bad.
I know. PES was a good game.
It's still going to be good.
Still is a good game.
So they don't have the Champions League anymore. They don't have the Italian League, right? They don't have Serie A anymore.
No,
FIFA just grasped on the
they lost
the
a bunch of licensing. They don't have the licensing to
they don't have the German
Dortmund.
league.
They don't have the German league. Well,
but they're licensing the Portuguese league.
And
PES?
And PES and the Russian league.
The Russian
league.
Big
spenders.
Leagues that everyone wants to play
spenders.
with.
Oh, God.
Oh, man. People in Portugal are going to be going nuts. People in Russia are going to be going nuts.
Yeah.
But then you can't play in the Champions League. So
but you can't play in the Champions League.
I'm wondering if they'll fill it.
That's just, I don't know.
What are they going to fill it with?
It's not looking good for PES.
Is it going to be like, are they just going to call it the European Cup? And
kind of what they did in FIFA
what they've
all
done
the
in
other
FIFA.
years. What is it,
I
the
think
Euro
it's
Cup?
the European Championship, I think it's called.
That's the Champions League version.
No, in FIFA.
In
FIFA, it's
European
Champions Cup.
Champions
Cup.
Champions Cup is the Champions League.
And I think it's the
title.
Euro Cup.
Which I
and
think
the
it was
European
originally
Championship
called.
is the Euro.
I think it was wasn't it originally called the Champions Cup back in the day?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it was.
European Champions Cup.
Yeah,
before the name change.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm sure we'll have way more episodes to talk about PES v FIFA and all that stuff. Which one we like?
Yeah,
at some point.
Somewhere down the line we'll have a very big debate.
In-depth analysis.
Debate. Yeah, in-depth analysis is where.
But what do we want to talk about right now?
Definitely the World Cup.
That's what I thought.
This is
the main
thing this
we're
summer.
in the month of football right now.
It's been a crazy World Cup.
This is the main event right now.
Yeah, it's been
crazy. Actually,
the most bizarre World Cup I've ever seen.
Yeah,
tell me about it.
I mean,
it's probably been one of the most entertaining ones.
Yeah, I mean,
at least
there's been a lot of thrillers, but this one's just bizarre.
Right.
This is very bizarre. So
England's
many upsets.
actually making the semifinal. How bizarre is that? If you had told me,
it actually could come home. Surprisingly, I never thought that it was gonna. It was
gonna get that. It was gonna
happen.
This.
Not this year. I mean, eventually, I knew England was gonna go far and make noise in a tournament, but I didn't think it was gonna be this soon. But I mean, they've been playing pretty well.
I mean, say what you want, but I guess for me, the fact that my boys, my Italy, are not in it, it's kind of nice not having a horse in the race, because then I can watch the game.
Yeah,
I'm not stressed out. Like
You've had a hard on for Croatia though.
Oh well, dude, who doesn't though?
Yeah, I mean that's a team that I'm pulling for now that Portugal's out.
Yeah, right.
I really love the way the Croatians play. They're so organized, so disciplined. They're tough workers, and they have an amazing midfield.
That midfield is just
stacked. Ridiculous.
I mean,
who are you rooting for then, Dylan? Now that we're
God.
I'm rooting for Croatia. Rui's rooting for Croatia. Who are you rooting for then?
Well, we did our little FIFA bracket things.
I tore mine up because I had Germany going.
Yeah, my team's already out.
Yours was already screwed.
I had Spain going
garbage.
through.
I'm technically the only one left.
I honestly thought Spain. Yeah, your team's in.
I had France winning the whole thing. I really don't like France.
But
they're a good team.
Yeah. So I'm not going to root for them to win. But if I did have a team to root for right now, I'd probably either say Croatia or Belgium.
Yeah, the two golden generations that are in the cup right now. It's insane. It's insane.
Who knows?
And you know what? I think this is like the last ride for both sides.
Yeah, you think so? You don't think that there's going to be another?
Oh, no, there's going to be talent, of course.
Like coming out of Belgium.
Yeah, but the golden generations that they both have right now.
Yeah, like the best players that they have probably had in
it's been their
very
generation,
long time. Yeah.
The best talent that they've had. Well, this is the best talent Belgium's ever had. Croatia's had always.
They've always had good players.
Since
right?
it became its own independent country, they've actually always had a pretty solid team.
Yeah.
In the late '90s, I mean, they finished fourth?
I think so. I think that when
was
they
it
had
fourth, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, 1998 they were in the semifinal.
I mean, Yugoslavia was always a good team.
Back in the what you mean like back when it was all one country?
Yeah, when it was all one country, they were always had a stacked team. And it doesn't surprise me that
it's weird
the talent stayed with Croatia.
It's weird when you look at some of the Croatian players, like if you look at their profiles on like Wikipedia and stuff, like some of the older ones, it was like born in Yugoslavia, SFR, like back when it was all one country, and now it's like, oh, they're Croatian. And some of them, like especially during the transition years in the 90s, like Davor Suker, he was technically born in Yugoslavia, and so he played for Yugoslavia and Croatia. It's just it's super bizarre to see.
Yeah, Modric was born in Yugoslavia.
Yeah, he was born in Yugoslavia.
I think Rakitic was too. Yeah,
he was born in Switzerland. Believe it or not.
Right? Oh yeah, he is. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I remember. Don't ask me how.
They mentioned that the other day. Yesterday when they were playing, that he was born in Switzerland.
So I guess I guess it's unanimous here. We're all kind of really pulling for Croatia to do.
Yeah, how could you not though?
Yeah, well, I mean, for so long, it's always been those top teams winning the World Cup. You got Brazil, Spain, Germany.
Yeah, so happy Brazil got
Italy,
knocked out. Can I say
Argentina. Oh, yeah.
No, Argentina's always been up there.
So it's nice to see, Belgium and Croatia. It's nice to see kind of the smaller countries, the smaller teams.
And, it's like England. England's always been that team that just everyone talked about, but. Yeah, they never really went that. They never really did much. They always had a good team, but they never went far. And now they're actually going for this. I think this is their third.
This is the furthest that they've been since 1990. I think.
Yeah.
When I think they made the semifinal in Italia '90, and then that they haven't done anything since. This is the furthest that they've got.
Yeah, especially the golden generation that they had in the early 2000s, mid 2000s with Gerrard, Lampard,
Beckham,
Rooney, unbelievable team that they had, and they didn't even do much.
No, they didn't.
They didn't do much with them.
Which, considering that they
didn't even qualify for the Euros in 2008.
That's right. Wow, good memory, dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they still had all those players, all that talent.
I mean, for a country that they quote unquote, I wish you could see me do air quotes, invented the rules for the game. They have not done well on the international stage at all.
No, definitely. I mean, I was born in 92. I've been following football since I would say like 98, 99. I was a little kid watching it at home.
Right. Yep.
And everyone always made. I mean, their league is fantastic. I think it's the best.
Oh, it's the best league
and the most competitive league
in the
world.
Everyone says.
And it has been for close to 10 years or so. But they just great league, great club teams, but they never managed to do much on the international level. And it's nice that they're doing it now because they do have a really good team, and I believe, they have the quality to get there to the final. I think they can beat Croatia. Even though I think Croatia's a little bit more organized, they have better chemistry. I think they're going to go through. I want them to go through, but I can't knock England out for where they are right now. They've been playing great.
I feel like everyone on the Croatia team is pretty much playing for Luka Modric. I remember Ivan Rakitic said, we have to work so hard because
to give it back to him.
To give it back to Luka Modric because he's given that team so much.
Absolutely.
But now that we're talking about England and all this stuff, do you think that Sweden was too? Do you think Sweden deserved to be there? Do you think Sweden deserved to play England?
Yeah.
Like they made it that far.
They made it that far. Yeah, they deserved it.
Yeah, I mean they didn't really have.
I think every team that
it's not like they necessarily got lucky.
It.
Yeah,
weren't they just kind of like but in terms of quality, do you think that they were just kind of like pushovers for England? Like, oh yeah, historically speaking, Sweden's always been like the bogey team for England. Like they knocked them out in damn it, what was that competition? You know the one where I'm thinking of, where Zlatan had that ridiculous overhead kick.
Wasn't that no? That was the qualifications.
Yeah, and England didn't make it that year. I think you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Was it that?
Yeah, I couldn't.
No, they made
tell
it.
you what year it was?
Did they still make it?
Yeah. England
anyway, England has a history of losing to Sweden, like a long history of losing to them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, England definitely had the better side, the stronger side this year. Sweden actually has made a pretty big improvement from the past few years. I mean, they made it to the Euro last what was it, 2 summers? Yeah, 2 summers ago. They made it, but their team wasn't strong. 4 years ago, they missed the World Cup, and now they actually look
they did
better.
Miss the World Cup.
They look better.
That's right.
And
do you think they're a better team with Zlatan or without Zlatan?
Yeah, they would be a better team with him for sure.
So do you think that if Zlatan was on the team, they would have fared better against Sweden?
Yeah, do you think that
England?
they would have? Yeah, I think they would have won.
Now?
I bet.
Well, I don't know if they would have won. I think they would have had a better chance. I mean, Zlatan's not as good as he was before, but I mean,
he's still Zlatan.
It's definitely an improvement to have him up top. It's a guy that with experience and a guy that still has a shot that could put the ball away.
So I guess my question would be, now that Zlatan's not there, do you think that rather than, forcing the ball to Zlatan because he's your best player, all-time player, because he's not there to force the ball to, does that open things up for the rest of the team? Does that give them a little more chemistry, a little more freedom, and that's what's been able to kind of propel them into the quarterfinals against England?
Yeah, I mean, you could say that, but I think with Ibrahimovic on the team, I think they would have played better.
I think Sweden would have won. I bet Sweden would have won if Zlatan were there.
I mean, just the impact that Zlatan makes on the field, just his presence there. He could be ghost. He could be ghosting the entire game, and his presence on the field just changes the game plan for the opposition, because they go in to shut him down, and it's going to force his teammates to create plays.
Oh no, yeah, don't get me wrong. I mean,
and I think Sweden.
36?
I think Sweden now is more capable of that than they have been in the past.
Yeah, I mean, they have players like Toivonen and
Forsberg,
who
pretty good
open
players,
up space and stuff like that. But what impressed me the most about the Sweden side is that how defensively like organized they were, and I think that is really what got them so far.
Yeah,
is how like compact they were. But for whatever reason, England just picked them apart.
Yep.
They won those aerial duels. England on set pieces this World Cup has been insane. They've been really good on set pieces. That's how they scored their first goal against Sweden. Set piece, corner kick. It was awesome.
I mean, are penalties considered set pieces?
I was going to say,
how many have they had?
They've been really good on penalties, yeah.
There have been
at least
more
3
PKs.
because Harry Kane's got 3, right? Just from PKs.
Just 3.
Is he the top scorer of the tournament right now?
Yeah, he has 6.
6. Yeah.
He didn't score.
Oh my God.
He didn't score against Sweden, but he was there. He was there making noise.
He's at the top with 6, and then the next 3 guys or the next 4 guys,
aren't they?
Ronaldo, Cheryshev.
They're all
eliminated.
At 4.
And
they're
they're
not
all
there.
Eliminated. Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
And Lukaku has 4.
Oh, so
and
okay, so yeah, Lukaku has 4.
He could still in there.
Speaking of Belgium, France.
That's going to be a good game.
That's going to be a good game.
Yeah, it's going to be an awesome game.
Do you think Lukaku can score against France?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he's a top player who happens to be inconsistent.
He had a seriously
inconsistent.
At Everton, he would score against big clubs. He would score when it mattered. He was the guy there. Man
Everton
United
was great.
I mean, at Man United this year, it's been an up. He had a good year, but it was just up and down. In the big games, he kind of dissipated. He just wasn't anywhere to be found. But I think it's kind of almost like a sign of relief to see him play the way he has been playing this World Cup, because he's been there. Even in the games that he hasn't scored, he was there.
Yeah, I mean, he does come up big.
And you know what? That last goal against Japan. Japan was just...
Yeah, I remember seeing the flow amazing. Of that play, right?
It was amazing. But him just
you needed that pass. He needed to make that pass.
It was the dummy. It was the dummy that he made. The pass that came to him, he set up a dummy, let the ball just go in between his legs, and that's it. It was just...
If he doesn't make that play, that goal doesn't happen.
No. And it was him being very unselfish and also aware. His awareness of where all the other players were, despite his back being towards the goal scorer, which was amazing. So I mean, that play was unbelievable, and Lukaku had a huge part in it.
So let me defer to France now. France had 62% possession when they played Uruguay for that quarterfinal match. And do you think that they could do the same thing to Belgium? Do you think Belgium is just going to kind of sit, wait for a counter, and go? And do you think France is just going to dominate possession again, like they did with Uruguay? I just feel like there are a lot of similarities between Uruguay and Belgium in terms of they can be very clinical going forward. They can wait for a counterattack, and that's kind of what they did against Brazil. Brazil was just throwing attack after attack forward, and Belgium was just like, yeah, I'll take that. And Kevin De Bruyne, clinical finisher, got them that second goal, got them through. So do you think that the same thing will happen with France and Belgium?
I don't know. Rui, what do you think? Because I haven't necessarily been that impressed with Uruguay.
So you're saying that it'll be a tale of two totally different teams?
I think France has a hell of a team, but I think the possession numbers in that game against Uruguay might have had more to do with Uruguay's style of play or how they were trying to defend that game.
I guess that's fair, yeah.
As opposed to how dominant France was. So I'm not necessarily convinced that time of possession or those possession numbers will be the same against the Belgium side. Because when Portugal played Uruguay, Portugal had, what was it?
Was it
65, 68?
It was about 60. It was in the mid to upper 60s.
Yeah, and I think that had a lot to do with...
uncharacteristic of Portugal.
Right, so I think that has a lot more to do with Uruguay's, their game plan for those two games. And
okay.
But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe, maybe Belgium decides to do the same thing. It's the same strategy that they used up against Brazil. And you will see those numbers. You will see... France dominating possession.
Maybe not as much.
Yeah.
I mean, because Belgium has a lot of good passers.
No, of the two semifinal games, that's definitely going to be the more entertaining one, I think.
You think so?
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
It should be.
It's going to be the game that everyone's going to have their eyes on.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, both games are going to be watched.
I really want Croatia.
Yeah, I want Croatia to win too, but I mean, this is going to be the game. I think these are the two best teams.
The France-Belgium game is going to be...
I think these are the two best teams in the tournament, and it's going to be a battle.
One of them's going to go home.
One of them's going to go home, and it's going to be a battle. And you know what? I don't know if France is going to maintain all that possession like they did before because Belgium has the quality. They have the quality on their team. Their midfield is absolutely stacked. Stacked with talent.
Yeah.
And they're capable enough to control the game through possession, or their defense is strong enough to defend and hold off France's possession, their creativity, and they can just rely on the counterattack like they did against Brazil. And it worked. It worked for them, and they defended very, very well. Even though Brazil should have
won, dude. Brazil should have.
I don't know if they should have won, but they should have capitalized on some shots as well as
27 shots, dude.
Yeah, but sometimes 27 shots, they're not all easy ones.
Yeah, quality shots.
Yeah. I mean, 20. I mean, how many were on target? I think it was about 8, 9.
9.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah. Okay. So there you go.
They had 88% pass accuracy, though.
Yeah.
No, I was absolutely convinced that Brazil was going to come back, and if they tied the game, I thought that they were going to go on and win it. I thought the momentum would have carried them forward to end up winning the game, and they almost did. The last 15 minutes of that game.
Oh my God! Yeah, they should have capitalized. Coutinho missed
so many opportunities.
Coutinho and Gustavo both missed prime.
Coutinho should have had that shot.
Yeah, same with Gustavo too. There was no one in front of him. He was walking right into the area, in the middle of the area. No one was in front of him to contest his shot. That's that money.
Shot.
That's money. You can't ask for a better look than that, and they didn't put it away.
They made him drink water.
Which one was who took the shot that where Courtois made the huge save?
I think it was Gustavo.
Was that the Gustavo shot?
Yeah.
Where it dipped and Courtois' 6'5" frame
just punched it over the bar.
Punched it right over the bar. That was a beautiful save.
That was the save of the tournament.
That was a sick save so far.
There's been a couple of them.
Yeah.
There's been Courtois.
Yep, Lloris against Uruguay right before halftime. I mean, France was up 1-0. If Uruguay put that away,
it would have been a different game entirely.
Could have changed the game.
Oh, yeah. Then there was the Russian goalkeeper. I forget his name.
Akinfeev.
Yeah. He had in the penalty shootout.
Oh,
against,
that was a sick save. The leg save? Is that
against
the one you're talking about?
Spain, yeah. The leg save.
Kick save and a beauty.
And then, the Schmeichel saves for Denmark.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Unreal against Croatia.
In that quarterfinal. That was nuts, too.
Yeah. Despite losing, he won man of the match.
Yeah.
I'm sure his father is definitely proud. One of the greatest goalkeepers to ever do it. Yeah. Was there watching,
making Papa proud.
Yep. And yeah, it was an unbelievable
credit to Subasic though. He was no slouch either.
No, Subasic played in the PK shootout against Russia. Same thing.
Yep. Dude was hurt too. All those players were hurt.
I wonder how he is now.
He was clutching his hamstring. He had an awkward fall.
Oh yeah,
when he went for one of the balls.
Yep.
And he just immediately after clutched the back of his leg, and I was like, "Oh God!"
Well, he managed to make it through the PKs, and he stopped.
They were out of subs. There was no other
technically,
way.
I think he saved one because who was it who just missed
the net?
Yeah, he just completely shanked it.
Mario Fernandez.
Yeah.
Fernandez from 0 to 0. God, talk about I thought so. You shouldn't do this.
Yeah, that guy's going to end up in the papers a couple days from now.
Yeah,
freak
this
accident.
Is why we lost.
Yep, piano, dropped from a 10-story building, landed on him.
No, I don't think so.
Now, I don't advise that.
He's the one that got them there into the PK shootout.
Into the PK shootout.
That was an amazing header.
Mm-hmm.
Not too many guys can do that.
I don't advise that anyone do this, but I'll admit it. I was watching the game on my phone while I was driving. Don't do that.
I do it all the time.
I know you do, but I'm telling anyone else, don't do it, because if you're like me and something happens, then just I go crazy. I was driving. Vita scores the first header in extra time.
Such a weird goal, but it was
takes his shirt off and is celebrating. No one knows if it's his goal yet or not, but he doesn't care. It's his goal. I was going ballistic. I was driving to a friend's house. As soon as I get to my friend's house, guess what happens?
Russia scores.
Russia scores. What?
That stadium erupted.
Talk about unpredictable.
Oh, yeah. Erupted. And you have to admire Russia too. The coach was just trying to get the crowd into this game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you saw Mario Fernandes too when they were down 2-1. The ball would go out of bounds, and he would just point to the crowd and just tell them,
"Get it going.
Get up. We need you. We need everybody to help us get back in this game." And it's amazing what an atmosphere like that can do to motivate your team to push forward. And they made it happen. They forced the PKs.
Is it bad that I didn't think Russia would make it this far?
I don't think anyone did.
I had them getting out of the group.
I didn't even have them coming out of the group.
And how they proved everyone wrong. They really did.
No,
so credit to them. Applause for Russia.
No, I mean they played well. In the first game they played Egypt and put up 5 goals.
No, it was Saudi Arabia.
Oh, Saudi Arabia. Yeah. Yes, excuse me.
They did beat Egypt too, though, didn't they?
They beat Saudi Arabia and Egypt. I mean they put in that first game, they opened up the tournament, put 5 goals away. Even that against Saudi Arabia still, I mean that's pretty impressive.
But credit to them. They really worked hard. They were one of the big surprises of the tournament for me. In a list of huge surprises for this tournament, I think that they definitely stand out for me.
Yeah, there were a couple of teams that actually that stood out. I was really impressed with Senegal, and I was disappointed at the fact that they didn't move on.
Yeah, dude.
That tough situation.
Tell me
between
about
that. The yellow cards.
The yellow cards and the fair play rules.
There's no good way to go through with that, right?
Yeah, there's only so much that you can do after. I mean, both teams scored 4. Both teams conceded 4.
So for those who don't know,
and when they played each other, they tied
the fair play rules
2-2.
So for those who don't know about the fair play rules, when everything comes down to a tie like that, when they're tied in points, tied in goals, FIFA just implemented the rule for fair play, and it's the team moves on, goal differential, everything's tied. The team with the fewest amount of yellow cards is the team that moves on.
I hate that,
and because of that,
I hate that so much.
I know it.
I think that's ridiculous.
That I don't mind. I mean, sure, that's a really crappy way to go through.
Because there's nothing dirty about getting a yellow. I mean, it could be dirty. Getting a yellow card could be because you're playing dirty, but sometimes it's just tactical.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes you have to make the tackle.
You have to
follow the player, and it's going to be a yellow card.
I mean, you see it all the time. There's a team going on a counter and a guy commits a foul.
When the opposition has numbers and you're defending a counterattack, and your option is foul him or risk getting burnt and leading up to a goal, you're going to have to go for the foul.
Well, then let me ask you this question. Because I don't mind that rule. Sure, it's not great, but I can't think of anything better. What would be something better? Yeah,
you can't play another game. You can't just have a random penalty or shootout. But the crazy thing too is the crazy thing too is that when they played each other, it was a 2-2 tie. It's where do you go after that? Like you goals forward, goal differentials tied. You allow the same, you allow the same
identical
amount of goals. Everything was identical. You played each other and it was a tie. I guess that's the only way you can go about it. Is yellow cards.
Japan were still awesome though. I'm glad
Japan
were still good.
But I think they got really fortunate against Colombia, which put them in the situation that they were in. I think Colombia made a huge mistake, and I wasn't all that impressed with Japan in the group stage. I really wasn't.
Neither was I really,
But I mean, they
turned up for
Belgium.
For Belgium,
they did. They
really did.
They were creating opportunities. They were playing hard. They were pressing. They were really frustrating Belgium.
Mm-hmm. That's it, man. How long ago
they went up 2-0 in that game?
2-0. Yeah.
Went up 2-0, And then obviously Belgium comes back with three unanswered goals.
That was,
and then,
that one you kind of suck on.
How long ago was that? Was that this past week?
The round of 16.
Oh my God.
But
we're gonna look at. I think that we're gonna look back on this tournament, and it's gonna be. I think it'll be a good tournament.
Yeah, it's definitely.
No matter what happens in the future,
it's definitely been one of the better ones.
Yeah, I mean, a little later on, we'll probably, towards the end of the podcast, we'll probably talk about, final predictions for. Well, we could talk about predictions for the semifinal games, and then obviously, who we think is going to win in the final based on our semifinal predictions.
Yeah, sure. Naturally.
But yeah, for right now, we're kind of right in the middle. We're going to try and keep these podcasts to around an hour, about at the half-hour mark right now. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back in a little bit. We're actually going to be talking about the Cristiano Ronaldo transfer rumors to Juventus. So yeah, I know Joe's pretty happy about that.
I'm super happy.
I'm certainly not happy about that.
Yeah, we got Joe's a big Juventus fan. Rui's a big AC Milan fan.
Yep. It's going to be good for the league, though.
Fan.
Dylan's just a fan.
Yeah, I'm just a fan. I'm a bandwagon fan. Yeah, so I'm a big Cristiano Ronaldo fan. So when he played for Manchester United, I was a huge Manchester United fan. When he played for Real Madrid, I've been a lifelong Real Madrid fan, and I can't wait to get my Juventus jersey when he goes to Juve. But with that being said, we'll take a quick break, and we'll come back and we'll talk about the transfer rumors.
Erratic this year. Magical. This one drops in. And forget erratic. It's ecstasy.
Astonishing. This is not just a dream. It's a wet dream of orgasmic proportions. And this one deludes everybody.
It's fallen to Di Maria. Ronaldo! Ronaldo! Cristiano Ronaldo! The king of the Bernabeu! Reigning supreme! Getting us back on level terms!
Toni Kroos, look up to see what's on. Cut back for Ronaldo! Oh, wow. Sensational finish! And it just had to be him to release the tension. Cristiano Ronaldo, breathing space for Real Madrid.
Hey guys, we're back here on the second half of the official Red Card Report podcast, episode 1.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh yeah, the second segment here. We were going to talk about the most recent transfer news, or at least the biggest transfer news. There's been a couple of transfers that have happened already, but the biggest rumor going around right now, as of the past couple of days, is Cristiano Ronaldo to
Juventus.
Yes, Joe is a very, very big Juventus fan.
Oh,
he has been super pumped the past couple of days. Been running around crazy with his Juventus jersey and his Juve underwear.
He's
too.
Smiling.
But
it's all sunshine and rainbows for this guy.
Who wouldn't be smiling? Really?
No, I mean I'm
certainly not.
Yeah, like I said, I'm a big Cristiano Ronaldo fan, like I was saying before. So I'm happy. I think it's a great move, but we'll get into that a little bit. Joe, you basically.
I'm the resident expert on
this
right now.
You basically ran the show on this one. You kind of did all the research, and I know you've got a few updates, I guess, right? As of pretty recently.
Yeah, as pretty recently, as of today, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So this is everything that we know right now about Cristiano Ronaldo moving. As of right now, Florentino Perez, the president of Real Madrid, wants 100 million euros, or more than that, to bring Ronaldo to Juve, and Juve is willing to pay whatever price. Perez also wants Ronaldo to announce to the Madrid fans that it's his choice to leave. He wants him to hold a press conference and tell the Madrid fans that that he's leaving.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Okay.
Just absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, we're not even done yet.
He's the reason why Ronaldo's leaving in the first place.
Is it? You think
I bet.
So?
I think so.
I bet. Anyway, Ronaldo will be making about 30 million euros per per season at Juventus, more than he's currently making at Real Madrid.
What's he making over there now, Rui?
21 million.
21 million?
Far more.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he'd be making a lot more than what he's making now.
Compared to what he should be making, he's being underpaid at Real Madrid compared to Neymar and Messi.
Yeah.
Where Messi's making double than he is. I believe it's double.
I believe Messi is 40 million euros. I believe Messi's 40 million.
Yeah.
Yep, just fact check. Yep. Messi's making 40.
Yeah.
Ronaldo's making 21.
Not to take anything away from Messi.
36.
Not to take anything away from Messi, because he definitely deserves that.
Yeah.
He is Messi. He's, top 2 in the world right now, and he's does great for the club.
But if I had to pick
a ton of money into Barcelona,
someone who deserves to get paid more, it's Ronaldo.
Yeah, if that, but he should be in the same ballpark as them, not
half. Yeah,
half.
I didn't realize that, to be honest with you. I didn't realize it was that big. How big of a difference.
Another thing, Ronaldo will be ready once this deal goes through. He'll be ready to join Juventus in the United States for their preseason tour. Cristiano will be basically the face of Juventus. He'll be given all sorts of merchandising deals. The family that owns Juventus also owns Ferrari. He'll be made the main celebrity sponsor of Ferrari. And as far as I know, this will all get wrapped up Tuesday or Wednesday. And if I have to put a label of certainty on this, a percentage wise, I would say probably about 90%. I think that I'm pretty confident this is going to go through.
Yeah, I hate to say this, but I'm 75% sure that this is going through.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember reading last week. I don't remember if it was maybe Thursday or Friday. Weren't there reports that he was supposed to actually fly into Italy on, was it Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, these are just reports.
Then weren't they supposed to release something? Or
yeah, they were supposed to unveil him yesterday.
And,
then again, it's just a report.
Change,
There's
right?
a bunch of different reports saying different stuff, but the majority of them are inclining towards him actually going to Juventus, where even like last week, I read a report. There was a report out saying that, George Mendes, his agent, canceled flights to Turin. And then hours later, I get a notification on my phone from a different source saying that, Real Madrid wants $150 million for him. They're still in talks.
Yeah,
on just a bid.
Yeah, it could change.
There's so much going on. There's so much confusion, and the reason why I'm inclining 75% and probably even more than that he's going is that there's just too many reports saying that he's going.
Yeah,
and there's too many signs.
I think that Ronaldo is just finally fed up with Perez. I think that he's not happy at Madrid.
No, he's not happy.
He wants a new challenge. I think Juventus, represents that challenge,
and he wants to get paid more. He wants to be treated like who he is,
and he'll get that at Juventus. I know that.
Yeah, and
which is actually out of the ordinary for Juventus
they never do this.
They never do this.
They never do this.
No, and Juventus has this history, and as a Milanista, you have to admire this. Juventus had no problem canning players that believe that they were bigger than the club.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they're kind of like the Montreal Canadiens. They just never allow that one superstar to just be as big or bigger than the club.
Which isn't necessarily a bad thing.
It's not.
It's held them back.
Yeah, but I mean, it's always, whenever there was someone that was acting up with Juve, they would just, shrug it off, send him out, and that's it. And they would find someone else to replace it. It's almost kind of like the Patriot way, how they would just find another guy just to replace the one that they sent out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, an adequate replacement.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
always someone else.
And Joe, that first point that you were talking about, I guess the report is that Real Madrid's now asking for even more than 100 million euros.
Yeah,
as a bid. 100 million euros would automatically be the highest number for an incoming transfer to Juventus.
Ever in history.
Ever, and it could even be more than that.
It could even be more than that. I have a feeling that they will get him for 100. I have a feeling that there was a gentleman's agreement between Ronaldo and Perez that if he were ever to leave, it would be for 100 million. It was a gentleman's agreement. There was no documentation signed. So,
I mean, regardless, even if it's 120 or 130, Juve should still pull the trigger.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer.
They should definitely pull the trigger on that.
It really is a no-brainer. But another incentive, I think, that why Ronaldo's doing this is because the tax laws in Italy are a little bit better than they are in Spain.
A lot more friendly.
A lot more friendly. There was actually a law that was passed in 2017 called the flat tax law. And it was meant to bring celebrities and like high paid players to the country, and it allows them to pay a maximum of 100,000 euros on the income that they made abroad. So when they move to Italy, their taxable assets will only be 100K maximum. And all their family members, like Ronaldo's son, I mean, he's not working and stuff, but obviously any assets, his girlfriend.
Or, well, actually, yeah, that probably wouldn't be considered a family member.
But anybody who's coming with him will be put in a lower tax bracket, and they'll only pay 25,000 euros for any of their assets too, which is way more favorable than anything that's going on in Spain right now. Because
absolutely.
He was going to be going to jail for 2 years, and he was going to have to pay. He was going to have to.
That was his prison sentence.
Yeah. He was going to have to pay
you don't
a
really
year's
serve,
salary,
quote unquote, 2 years.
Yeah, but in Spain they don't serve 2 year sentences.
Yeah, I'm not. Obviously, we're not experts on Spanish law, but
take that with a grain of salt, I guess.
Is that what you were reading though? You were saying
I read that before when Messi was running into the same situation a couple of years back.
Yep.
And since he was sentenced to 2 years in prison, but then again it was he
paid the fine.
He paid the fines and all that, and that was it. Apparently, you don't serve time in jail for 2 years sentences in Spain. I don't know.
Yeah,
we're not lawyers. We're not experts.
Check that, but no, that's fine.
But I just can't. I can't wait for that news to finally roll in. Once Ronaldo gets to Serie A, he's gonna absolutely demolish the competition. With Juventus, the whole team going forward, I bet you they'll win the treble. He is the missing piece. I'm confident in saying that.
Joe, my soccer knowledge is pretty lacking, and I don't know what that is.
The treble?
Yeah.
It's when in any league, there's always the championship.
Don't forget I'm a bandwagon fan, Joe.
Okay, all right, I'll fill you in.
Major bandwagon fan.
I'll fill you in the treble.
I just figured out what PKs were the other day.
Yeah, okay.
No, I'm kidding. I played a lot of FIFA and lost a lot of PKs.
So the treble is...
Not as of lately, though. You've been really killing it on the PKs lately.
Yeah, you need to step up your game.
Man.
I hate that.
How good he's been in FIFA?
Yeah.
Yeah,
the PKs.
Just in the PKs.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's good, but like, in the PKs, he's been getting me lately.
Well, you both steamrolled me
the past year.
So.
Well, hey, whatever.
No.
Anyway,
not to get off topic. Yeah.
Anyway, the treble is probably one of the most sought after things to achieve. It's in any league. It's the championship, whatever league you're in, the cup, whatever league you're in, and the Champions League. They call it the treble, 3. So for Ronaldo, his task at Juventus, I have a feeling, would be to win Serie A, win the Coppa Italia, and win the Champions League.
Yeah, I think.
Well, it's absolutely doable.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely doable, but are Juve really going to focus on Coppa d'Italia? Is it really what they want?
It's not a focus, but it's always a priority.
Yeah.
In the past years, they've always focused on the league.
Which I'm highly against.
Yeah, I know.
For their sake, even though, I can't stand them, but...
It is a mistake.
Sake, it's definitely a mistake where they should.
It is a mistake.
Definitely invest more time in focusing on the Champions League, because that's what they're missing, really.
It's what I want too.
7 straight league titles is enough, and I'm sure most Juve fans can agree can agree
want something bigger.
That they would rather see the Champions League come home and have them finish like second, third, or fourth.
Yeah.
I mean, as a Juventino, you never want to see them finish second, third, or fourth. You always want to win that championship.
Yeah, but that's all right. Yeah.
I never get tired of winning that trophy, but more focus needs to be put into the Champions League. Period. The end.
Yeah.
I'm tired of them
that's how
not
we did it.
Focusing on
That's how we did it. That's how AC Milan did it. They always focus on the Champions League, and they capitalize. Look how many league titles they have compared to Juve.
You want me to answer that?
No, I'm telling you, you guys have twice as many than Milan, and we have a lot more Champions League. But because we focus, it's kind of like what Real Madrid's been doing lately.
Yeah,
they don't care about the league, but what their prize is the Champions League.
Is the Champions League. That's that makes sense.
Because you can win the league so many times, but the Champions League is the top one. That's the one.
And that's what I think the president Andrea Agnelli, the president of Juventus, wants, and that's what he's been gunning for the last few years is the Champions League.
Yeah, it's overdue. So. It's overdue for Juve.
And Ronaldo is that missing piece. He has the drive. He has the leadership.
If they manage to bring in Ronaldo, which it obviously looks like it's most likely going to happen, they're easily favorites to go to the final. And then obviously, who knows what will happen in the final?
And just think about I'm also just thinking about the way he's going to elevate the league itself. The ratings are going to go up. Viewership's going to go up. His merchandise alone is going to bring in 50 million euros. That's what everyone. People are crunching numbers. They're saying 50 million. He's going to bring in 50 million in revenue. If it's any player who would do that, it's Cristiano Ronaldo, for sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're not just buying one of the best players in history. You're basically buying an industry. You're buying an industry that produces championships, victories. It's
so like we had said before, that's out of the ordinary for Juventus. I think what was that? So their highest paid player right now, like record, is
the
Higuain.
Record that they paid. Yeah, it was 90 million euros for Uruguay.
But before that was it Buffon?
The most that they paid for a player, I think.
Yeah, I mean Buffon at the time.
Buffon is a record for goalkeepers. I know that,
and it still stands today.
Still the most.
Which is crazy because this was 2001.
2001 from Parma. I want to say
that is huge money.
For
2001,
and for a goalkeeper too. I mean, it's just like insane. But all I know that Higuain, they paid his release clause, which was 90 million euros.
Oh, okay.
So they automatically got him. I don't know who the second most was.
Even so, obviously, like you were saying before, they
never do anything like this.
Yeah, Real Madrid apparently might be asking for even more than 100 mil, but
so it'll blow that away.
Yeah, no, even if they end up asking for more, whether it's 120, 150, whatever,
they have to do it.
Yeah, no, I think Juventus would be silly not to throw the money at him.
I think Ronaldo
you're talking about one of the greatest players of all time, and a guy who's basically probably going to walk in and win you a Champions League.
Yeah, I think Ronaldo really wants the move. I think he's hungry for the challenge.
Yeah, he's definitely on to a different setting, different challenge, like you said. I think he really wants to take home the Serie A
prize
and even win the Champions League with a different team.
Will that be his third team?
His third team. He's won one with Man United back in 2008, and he's won 4 of them with Real Madrid for the last 5 seasons. Outside of 2015.
Who else has won with 3 teams?
Seedorf.
He's joining an elite.
Is it just them 2? Or
I'm sure there's more, but Seedorf is definitely the guy that comes to the top. That comes to the top of your head.
He won with Ajax, Milan, and Madrid, right?
Yeah.
insane.
It's insane.
I can't name any other players off the top of my head.
Well, not only Champions Leagues, but and I just thought of this, the just league titles.
Yeah.
That would
league
be
titles in
that
each
would
country.
Be four different different league titles because he's got the La Liga title, he's got the EPL title. He would if they
Portuguese
win,
league.
Right, and the Portuguese league, and then if they
4. Yep.
If he does end up going to Juventus and they win the league, 4. And I don't know the numbers on that. I don't know how many other players have done that in history, but
he's definitely not, probably fewer than we think.
Yeah, I mean, but winning the league titles from all those leagues, that's 4 of the top 6 leagues in the world. He won the league title.
Yeah.
I mean, who's in front of the Portuguese league? There's Germany that he hasn't won. Germany, France.
France.
And Italy. But
Germany.
In Italy's potential, if he goes, he's definitely most likely going to win the league this year if he goes. And that would be 4. And Germany and France, those are the only 2 leagues that I would probably put ahead of the Portuguese league.
Yeah, so he'll have won in top 3 leagues.
Yeah. In the top 3 leagues for sure.
Absolutely insane. And I bet you other players will follow. I bet you he'll bring other talent with him.
And I hate that Juve is going to do so well, but it's going to be good for the league. I think a lot of players are going to follow him. I think it's going to bring more recognition to the league, and more players are, like you said, they're going to follow into Serie A, whether it be Juve or AS Roma, Napoli, AC Milan, hopefully, and
good exposure.
And Inter.
Just the number of people watching is going to go up. Everything's going to go up. Wherever Ronaldo goes, he always leaves it better than when he leaves.
Mm-hmm.
So. Yeah, it'll definitely be great for the league. And we were actually talking off air during the break. Not that Serie A is on like the decline or anything like that, but compared to what it was in the past, whether it was 06, 07, or whether it was back in the 90s, at one point it was the best league in the world.
Absolutely.
So if he can go there, it's great exposure for the league, bringing in more players.
Rejuvenation.
Yeah, it could be huge for Serie A.
If he does well there, and
it'll
brings
have a
the
ripple
recognition
effect
to the league, I think it could potentially just top. It elapse all the other leagues as the number 1 league in the world again.
I bet you it'll bring in more investors. I bet you what happened with like the EPL, more investors showing up. I bet you that'll happen in Serie A because of Ronaldo.
Yeah,
but it can only go up. Honestly, with him coming, it can only go up.
I mean, just look at Real Madrid since he got there. I mean, of course. They were the biggest club. They were still the greatest club.
Still the greatest club. They only got better.
Look at it. Look at it now.
3 Champions Leagues in a row.
4 out of the last 5. 3 Champions Leagues in a row.
Unheard of.
They probably still win maybe 1 or 2 Champions Leagues.
I think the last time someone to win 3 was Ajax
but
in the 70s. 3 straight.
3 straight?
I think it was Ajax.
In
the 70s. I don't think anyone else did 3 in a row since then.
You're probably right.
No.
I don't know that off the top of my head.
No, definitely. I don't think so. So that's kind of like 1960s, 1970s numbers, kind of like what him and Messi have been doing on the score sheet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. These are 1960s, 1970s records. FIFA PES numbers.
Yeah.
Video game numbers.
If he comes to Serie A, I couldn't tell you off the top of my head who's the current, or who holds the record for most goals in league play, but he'll most likely shatter that.
It's Gonzalo Higuain.
It's
Higuain.
Do you have what the number is?
36.
36. Is it 36?
Mm-hmm.
36 goals.
36 goals in
He's got to beat
just
that.
League play, right?
Top goal scorer.
Top goal scorer in league play.
36 goals.
36.
38 games, but he probably, I don't even know if he played all 38 games that season.
I don't know.
He probably could have missed, but he definitely put 36, which is insane.
So Ronaldo will have another record to beat.
No, that's
another individual trophy.
Chase,
yeah.
To try and chase.
That guy loves to win, but he also loves to.
He loves scoring goals.
He loves scoring goals, but I think he loves going behind records. chasing after records on top of that.
Yeah. I don't see any reason for him not to sign with Juventus. I really can't think of any negatives.
No, I agree. I mean, I think like we said, it'd be a great signing for not only Juventus, it'd be a great signing for Serie A.
I think it'd be good for him.
And yeah, no, I agree. It'll be good for him too. I think that's a very good league for him to join, because he's still, I mean, he's on, the back end of his career. He's 33. Yeah, he's 33.
He's not young
on the back end of his career, but still, it's not like he's, completely, over the hill or something like that. And
no, not with his talent,
in the MLS. No, absolutely not. So I think this is a great move.
Yeah, he's not ready for the MLS yet.
Yeah, I'm still not even convinced that he goes to the MLS ever, but conversation for another day, I guess.
Yeah, another podcast.
No, I don't see him going to the MLS. Yeah. He stated it before in an interview.
No retirement league for me.
Yeah, he was interviewed in England a few years back, and he was asked that question, and he kind of he said it straight out. He's like,
nah.
Like he says, I respect people that do it, but that's just not for me.
Yeah.
Yep.
And by the time he's ready to retire, I think he's still going to be good enough to hang around in Europe.
I bet. But we have to see. We have to see if he actually signs first. And like I said, Tuesday, Wednesday, watch those days. Watch your phones. Mm-hmm. You'll be getting a notification sooner or later, and you'll probably just be getting a text from me being like, "He signed," all caps.
You're not gonna be getting that from me, that's for sure.
Yeah, it'll be like, great.
It's gonna be like sad face emojis. Like, oh man, but
yeah, I mean, you'll absolutely
Juve's time, I guess.
You'll absolutely get an update from us, whether it's on our Twitter page or on our Instagram page.
Twitter and Facebook's just gonna blow
for those of you
up.
For those of you who are interested, our Twitter page is at RCR underscore podcast. And our Instagram page is just at Red Card Report. So yeah, I mean, if you guys want to follow those,
give us a like, give us a
follow.
We will be posting links of our podcasts and also other news as well.
Yeah, updates for podcast episodes,
segments, topics.
Yeah, we'll try to
fun stuff.
Yeah, I mean, all three of us still have day jobs, but we're gonna try and keep things as up to date as we possibly can with all the latest transfer news, and right up to the World Cup, which is going to be ending on Sunday?
July 15th.
July 15th.
Is that this Sunday?
Sunday. I believe it is a Sunday. Yeah, because the semifinal games is Tuesday and Wednesday.
This tournament's flown by.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it always goes, man.
So fast.
Yeah, it's I mean, like I said before, this has been a bizarre, exciting World Cup.
Yeah. I agree.
Very, very exciting. Absolutely.
I don't know if it's the best one that I've seen. It's definitely the most bizarre.
Oh, totally. Definitely the weirdest one that I've ever seen.
We still have the two most important rounds coming up.
Yeah.
So I think that's gonna dictate Wednesday, whether or not
final on Sunday. Yeah.
That's gonna dictate whether or not it's the best World Cup that I've seen.
Either way, it's gonna be super.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
But do we have any predictions? Any predictions for the semis? It's England, Croatia, and France and Belgium, for those of you who don't know.
England, Croatia, France, and Belgium. So I have France winning the whole thing, obviously.
Yeah.
So France is obviously going to take Belgium. And out of that Croatia-England game, oh, God.
What do you think the scoreline is going to be for France-Belgium?
Scoreline
give me a score. Give me a scorer. Who you think's going to score? Other events?
I'm going to say 3-2 France.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'll say 3-2 France. And in that England-Croatia game,
I think that's a harder one to call.
That's a real tough one to call. Ultimately, I think that midfield might just take over the game for Croatia. That'll be a close one, though. I think that'll end up being 2-1. And it'll most likely go into extra time.
2-1 Croatia.
2-1 in extra time. Yeah.
Wow.
And then, France in the final. France and Croatia, I'd probably say 3-1 France. but they'll probably score one. They'll probably score one late, so it'll be a close game. They'll probably just get that third one late, where it kind of doesn't really matter. But.
What about you, Rui? What do you think?
I think we're gonna see a new champion this year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh wow.
I think we're gonna see a new champion.
I like that take.
And I think it's gonna be Belgium over France.
Score
2-1.
Ooh.
2-1.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna have also 2-1 Croatia over England. I think Harry Kane's gonna put one away, but it's not gonna be enough. I think England's time
Football's
is up.
not going home.
I think Croatia's discipline, organization, chemistry, they're tough. They're tough dudes. You know, as we saw, back-to-back 120 minutes. I think it was around the 117th minute mark. Modric is sprinting off a ball, sprinting to a ball, saving it from going out of bounds at 117 minutes, just giving everything that he's got. And I think that's just a sign. You know,
they're working for it.
Yeah,
they're there for it.
They're working for it, and I think they're going to pull it. I think they're going to pull through, and
make it to the
it's
final.
going to be 2-1. Croatia over England, so it's going to be
close.
Belgium and Croatia for me, but in the third place game, I'm going to give it to France. I think they're going to win 3-0 to England. And the final, I want Croatia to win, but I think Belgium's gonna take it 2-1 Belgium.
2-1 Belgium. All right,
2-1s. Bunch of 2-1s.
Nice,
Joe,
nice.
2-1 in extra time.
2-1
in extra time.
Again.
Okay.
All right. France, Belgium. I'm calling France 2-1. I think they're just too good, man. France is just, if they're on, they'll absolutely demolish teams. Kylian Mbappe is playing out of his mind. I think he grabs a goal. For England, Croatia, I think it's going to be another nail biter. But I think, like you guys both said, that Croatian midfield is just doing special things. So I'm calling it 2-1 extra time. They get that goal. Croatia move on into the final. It'll be France and Croatia, and then Belgium and England for the third place game. And I think Belgium's gonna win that third place.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of the final, my heart really wants to say Croatia's going to take it, but I'm thinking France might win it all. I think that they'll win 2-0. But that's just, these are all just
2-0 over Croatia.
2-0 over Croatia. But this is all predictions, man.
Yeah, we don't know what's going to happen. This whole, like I said,
this World Cup's been going,
it's bizarre.
Who the hell knows?
Yeah,
it's been
like
crazy.
Who would have called Russia is going to beat Spain?
Yeah. Who would have even thought Russia would have gotten that far? To play Spain,
even Croatia too. I mean, a lot of people know that there's quality in Croatia. There's good players. They're a good team, but they struggled. They
really did.
They struggled in qualification. They didn't even win their group. Iceland won their group.
Yeah,
Iceland won their qualification group. So, usually it's hard to rebound from a struggling qualification, as we saw Argentina barely qualifying for the World Cup, and their struggles continue.
Knocked out in the first round.
Yeah.
First knockout round. And it was a very, very shaky group stage for them.
You want to know something interesting? Just a fun fact that I found. Here are the populations of the final four teams. France has 65 million people. England has 53. Belgium, 11.5. Croatia, 4.2 million people. They are the smallest country ever to qualify for the semifinal.
Wow. Okay, that's interesting.
Wow.
It'd be nice. It'd be nice to see Croatia win. Because it'd be nice to finally see one of the smaller countries, one of the smaller teams win the World Cup. But
it's amazing.
Dreams can happen, man.
Amazing.
You're constantly seeing the Germanys, the Spains, the Brazil,
Argentinas.
Yeah. So
it'll be refreshing.
Yeah, it would be
refreshing.
It would be refreshing to see Croatia or Belgium for that matter.
Yeah, it'd be nice. Yeah. It'd be nice to see a new champion, especially the two golden generations that they have. This this is their time to win. It's their only time. I think, especially for Croatia, they're a little bit older than Belgium's
I would
golden
say
generation.
So on a whole, yeah.
Because, I mean, Modric is 32, Mandzukic 32, Rakitic is 30, I believe 31. So they're getting up there. This is their last rodeo. And Belgium's still there with young players, with young talent. And I think they'll be back. Yeah, I think they'll be back.
De Bruyne.
Yeah. Yep. So they'll be back. So, yeah.
I guess we just have to see what happens, right?
Yeah, we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. That those games are on Tuesday and Wednesday for the semifinal. The final's on Sunday.
We'll be watching.
Yeah, we'll be watching. We're trying to do this podcast every Friday, doing a recording. Next week we'll probably push it till you guys
after the final.
Yeah, we might as well just push it till after the final.
Yeah,
and then do a recording after that. It just makes more sense to, that way we can review the final, whatever.
Hopefully it's good.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be good. One way or another, whoever the winner is will definitely. It's been an exciting World Cup so far, so I think we'll get a good product.